5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Uncensored Nation, what is up, everybody? As always, we start this off by giving love to those companies that make this podcast possible. I'm going to start off with our friends over at True Tech Tools. Guys, everybody, guys and gals, excuse me, let me rephrase myself. We all know this summer you guys are looking to buy some new gear, some new gauges, a new meter, whatever it is that you're trying to get. Nobody has the selection that True Tech Tools has. Point blank, period. Guys, so go over and check out www.truetechtools.com. Look at their selection. You find something you want, put that bad boy in your cart. When you get down to the end, put in Uncensored and save yourself 8% on your order. All right? Gonna buy something this year, True Tech Tools, put in Uncensored in the discount code, save yourself 8% off. All right? Next is going to be our friends over at Yellow Jacket. Guys, Yellow Jacket has been kicking ass for 70 years now. All right. Yellow Jacket has their new, we know they're a little late to the party, but their P51870, they now have all of the wireless pressure probes and wireless temperature probes out. So if you have that meter or you have that manifold, there's no reason to wait anymore, guys. Go out and check that out. If you need, I can get you part numbers for all that stuff, but it's going to take that meter to the next level. And everybody's been waiting for it, and it's finally here. They released that back in February, so go get that done. Get that thing all together for that kit and have it ready for the summer. All right? All right, guys, that's enough. Show these people some love. True Tech Tools, Yellow Jacket, Uncensored. Save yourself 8% off. On to the show.
I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands.
One nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. God bless the USA. Thank you to all of our global listeners. Hope you guys are staying safe out there.
If you're trying to take your HVAC game to the next level, then buckle your seatbelt, crank up the volume, and try not to be offended, because you're listening to the HVAC Uncensored podcast with Gil Cavey and Kelley McKay. Now, here's Gil and Kelley.
Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to episode 84-ish of the HVAC Uncensored podcast. This is your host, Gil Cavey, sitting alongside my buddy old pal, Mr. Kelley McKay. What's up, brother?
What's up, Gil? I'm excited tonight. We got a good guest. Most of you guys have seen her. If you're in Facebook at all, like, I don't know how you could be in any group and just not have heard of her or seen her. But tonight, coming from Colorado Springs, we got Coral Killer Whale. What's up, Coral?
What is up, guys?
Nothing. Happy to have you on here. We got to tell all these dudes out there, sitting back, and this girl's out there fucking crushing it.
I'm so honored. I got your message and you said, come do it. And I said, when, where, how?
Yeah, no, we're honored to have you. It's awesome. Like I said, and to bring up the fact that, yes, you are a woman, and we know that there's more and more women now, but this has always been a man's game. And the fact that you came in here and what you're doing, it's fucking remarkable. It really is, Cora. I mean, you're out there just doing honest, ethical stuff, and you're kicking ass.
Oh yeah. It's also the credit goes to all my brothers and my sisters on the HVAC field. I'm telling you, I've never been so welcomed by a community in my life. I could reach out to anybody at any time, anywhere for anything. And they'd be like, yeah, bitch, you're good.
That's
I'm
awesome.
like, negative 50. And they're like, there's nothing in it. I'm like, oh yeah, I know.
So let everybody know, how did you get into HVAC? How long have you actually been doing this?
I've only been doing this. I've been in the field for about 7 months now. So this is going to be my second AC season. I've done one furnace season, and I have been rolling with it ever since. So I got started. I mean, Guys, I've done a ton of things. One of the things that helps my indoor air quality sales, I came from the medical field. I did medical for a little while. I was in durable medical equipment. I know about oxygen, BiPAP, CPAP, mold, breathing problems, allergies. It's huge. It's huge. So that really helps me within itself. The other thing I've always done is I came from dispatch. So I have dispatched for some of the biggest companies here in Colorado. I was dispatching anywhere between 20 to 40 techs within a 50-mile radius, being the only dispatcher. I know how to communicate with my techs. I learned about electric. I learned about plumbing. I learned about all of it. So I have brought that over with me into the sales and HVAC world. So
that's interesting. Yeah. So tell the people, like, just so we get a hint of like, what kind of success are you seeing? I know you're absolutely rocking it, but you shared with us before we got started, and don't be shy about sharing this. Like,
no,
people
these
need to hear
numbers are
this.
crazy.
Yes. So what are you doing? What are you making a month? You know?
It's good. It's really good. I think my best month yet, I did 25 to 35,000 in my pocket. That's not including
awesome
monthly bonuses, trips, things like that. For this year in indoor air quality, from January 1st to today, I'm at, I believe, 5. I'm on my iPad, or else I would give you real numbers, but I do know I'm very, very close. I'm at right under 500 grand in indoor air quality.
That is
sales.
That is awesome. And when you said that,
people need to hear this. They need to hear what's possible, you know, because I feel like there's,
I'm at my average ticket on any given day is between, and it really never falls under, I am at a $5,000 to a $8,000 average ticket. And it's been that way for the last 4 months since I started at One Source.
I thought you were going to say for the last 7 months, like since you, because you're like a, whatever that saying is, like a fish in water, like you just took right to it. I mean, but I'm not trying to.
We're shark beasts.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Gotcha. But I don't want to take anything away from you, because I know that just because I followed you on Facebook, and I know that like you obviously had a good background for the indoor air quality, but you all took it a step further. And I know you were like role playing at home and studying, you know, so you could continue to increase your skills and get better. And it's definitely paying off for you. So that's awesome.
Right now, if you want to make as an HVAC technician over $200,000 a year, it's not a 9-to-5 job, and your ass needs to get the fuck home and hit the books and hit the podcasts and read a fucking book. That's my other thing too. Like, a lot of people have totally forgot to read. One of the biggest, you know, it's ridiculous. And I'm like, well, put your fucking nose in a book, get off of TV, stop watching Rick and Morty, and let's go to work. You don't make $500,000 a year by sitting in front of your TV and not putting in the dedication.
No, you like you said, you put in the work and you learned your products. You were already good at communicating, which is good. And all you do is offer it to customers. Like we talked off air, everybody's gonna be like, oh, she's out there. She's got to be doing something wrong. She's got to be lying to customers. No, people, this is what happens when you know your fucking products and you open your mouth and you offer stuff. You give a customer a chance to say no to it, but guess what? They say yes a lot too.
Right. Especially if you present it correctly and you're doing what you need to do. I have always gotten so much shit from people that are so jealous about why are you selling AeroSteel that way? This is fucking wrong, blah, blah, blah. Hey, guess what? Also, the results that I just posted showed that I gave them a 90% duct, 90% reduction in duct leakage. So I do it correctly. It's the jealous motherfuckers that are like, no, you didn't. But here's the thing. If I was wrong, my results wouldn't have shown that. Everybody needs it. And it is what it is. Whether I show you my water column or I show you a fucking hole in your ductwork, I don't really think it matters. All that matters is the holes are there and I need to fill them up. What's the problem? Here are the results. I'm sorry. Like, I wasn't wrong. I was still right the entire time.
Yeah. And
I've done all of my clients an injustice if I didn't bring up the product. Now that's the injustice. There's two ways to give them injustice: unethical and not giving them the options.
yeah.
Unethical is not.
We preach that all the time. You are doing a disservice by not offering them. We even talked about it, and we went as far as to call it being prejudiced against people, as far as not like just be, offering something to one person, but not offering it to the next person. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, that's
prejudge.
Yes.
Prejudge their phone calls. I cannot tell you how much ghetto I work in, right? Ghetto.
Yeah.
No, you know why they live in the ghetto? Because they spend their freaking money on shit other than being house rich. Okay. I can't tell you. My biggest sales are from our worst zip code. I just spent all day in Pueblo, Colorado, one of the poorest cities in the entire nation. They live there for a reason. The houses are cheap. They can't get qualified for credit. Well, guess what? I just did $26,000 in Pueblo. And I mean, I'm not going to lie. Most people have the cash in their mattress, but still, don't prejudge when you walk into your calls. I think that's the biggest injustice you could ever do for anybody. Why are you offering a $10,000 product to somebody who lives in the rich neighborhood when you don't think that these kids over here deserve the same thing? Fuck off.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here.
Amen to that. Me and Kelley's been preaching that shit for 2 years since we've been doing this, that people think, most of those people in those fancy houses, like you said, they're house poor, their credit rich, or their credit's bad. I've seen those people, they fill out a credit application and get denied.
Immediately, too.
Yeah.
You walk in the ghettoest neighborhood in the entire world, that bitch is instantly approved for $100,000. And I'm like, you want to light a match and burn this bitch down? What do you want? And what pisses me off about those is I'm like, shit, I should have had the water softener onto that shit. I didn't. It's big enough. I'm like, God damn it. I missed this much opportunity because I ethically went with what they need instead of being like, also, we could do this, So yeah, never, ever prejudge.
Yeah, it's people. People need to, and the sad part is, and there's always that dick measuring contest in this industry where you see it on the Facebook group. We have it in our group where everybody's a super tech and I'm better than you. And the sad part is you're going to have these dudes out there seeing a woman out there fucking killing it, and they're going to be haters. I mean,
and that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah. It's that can just drive you and be like, look at your numbers. Like, look at this.
Yeah. But I'll tell you guys, that is such I'm talking even out of 100, I'm talking like one individual. And I don't think anybody knows him or cares, or I don't even know who I'm talking about, to be honest with you. I'm not talking about anybody exclusively. This industry is so awesome, and everybody has welcomed me with like the biggest open arms, helping hands that anybody could ever imagine. Like, I needed tool. I started in this industry, I've been in the field for 6-7 months. Not one tool to my name. Not one. And I borrowed tools and then I started putting them on my tool. I am so fucking spoiled with tools right now. I have the best tools at the entire company. I have $1 billion bucks. I spoil myself rotten tools. I can't. I'm like, please don't let me walk into the parts house. Like, you're not sending me to the parts house, right? Because I will fucking craziest shit for no reason. I don't even need it. I just want that.
But you can. You can.
And I do. And I did. And I have them. Yeah, I have the coolest tools. I spoil myself purely rotten out of tools. I'm like one of the only girls I know. My boyfriend's like, what do you want for Christmas? I'm like, fucking S-Man gauges, duh. You know? Just figure it out.
That's cool. That is cool. So how is that being with someone who's in the trade with you? I mean, how is that kind of dynamic that you guys like compete against each other?
It's so cool. Like, yeah, we are so competitive, and our family life is the exact same way. I think that if you have like two beasts, like you can't just be a beast and then be with a weak ass little bitch. You know what I mean? Like, you can't do it. It's impossible. Like you cannot. Like I sold 25 grand today, and they're like, so I had a table that was just full of assholes. You know, like no. You know, I can't tell you how cool it is to come home and be like, how was your day? And then have him be like, man, I just ran into this guy today and I walked in and he was like, no. And then I was like, yes. And then I strongholded him and I'm like, I know how you feel. I did the same thing, you know? Yeah, he'll be home in a little bit. It is a pretty amazing like duo, especially at work too. Fighting for that top spot at the leaderboard and then having to come home and like barbecue together. Yeah, we break up like every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, and the whole thing too is like, if you outsell me today, Jesse, we're done. Like, whatever you do, it's always wrong.
Yeah.
You're always wrong.
That's funny. See, my wife would be like, if you outsell me, then there's like, you know, no sex for a month. And I'm like, oh, this is bullshit. You know what I mean?
Say that, but I do that.
Oh yeah, no.
Also, if so Jesse always just undercuts me by like 50 fucking bucks. You know what I mean? Like make sure in that booty. You know what I mean?
That's funny.
No, man, I know what they and I'm not playing it also. And so let's continue on with our lives.
That's funny. Yeah. Outside eating the barbecue, like, thank God you barbecue better than you sell, bitch.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah. So I'm like,
right.
What'd you sell today? He's like, what'd you sell today? I'm like, 15,920. He's like, I'm at 15,910. I'm going to call and give that last client a discount. I'm like, oh.
Right. That's awesome. Your story's definitely different, though. I mean, Kelley, I don't think I've ever heard of somebody going, like, we've heard of people getting in the trade some pretty, like, goofy ways. But I've never heard of somebody coming from dispatch to go in and then do what you're doing. That's a pretty unique story.
Definitely unique. You could be a lone wolf there. So, but I think cool. That, yeah, absolutely. And you got to deal with customers and and dealing with your coworkers all the time. So like how valuable was that experience before you actually got in the field?
Right. Yeah. And my dispatch is always telling me, and they're like, Coral fills out the best paperwork. She fills out all of her forms like she should, all this stuff. Well, you know why? Because I used to be that. I know.
Yeah.
It's like to call my customers, clients and be like, hey, sorry, this check's running late. And then I look at their sales and I'm like, they didn't do their paperwork right. And now I got to track down this motor and a manager and all this stuff. So not only do I have like experience as far as selling and stuff is concerned, but I know my dispatch. And believe me, those guys are getting cookies, Monsters, Red Bulls, whenever they want, Sour Patch Kids. I don't care. You know why? Because when I need that last call off, that's my dispatch right there.
Yeah, that's right.
If you're best friend in the entire world, it's not the owners, it's not your sales manager, it's not your partner, it's not anybody. Your best friends are your goddamn dispatchers. Those people are calls, they're booking the calls, they're sending you places. All they're doing all day is rearranging 1,000 calls to help you out. The least you can fucking do is take care of a motherfucker, for real, because those guys are working harder than probably any of us, to be honest with you.
Yeah, we always come in. A lot of the guys do it now, but I make them always. I think it's like Secretary's Day, and then every so often I'll have them like, hey guys, throw me like $10-20, throw it in a pot. We'll get some gift cards, or I'll buy them lunch.
Spot on, because they deserve it. You know what I mean? And But here's the other thing I highly suggest to all business owners, anybody listening out there. I think that as a part of training, or even if not, you should take all of your employees and do this. They need to sit with the dispatcher for a day. I would say a week, but honestly, you as a technician should literally have to sit there all fucking day for the 12-hour shift that they work and do what they do, because it's incredible stuff. And if they knew what those dispatchers were actually doing on the back end for them, they would be so much more grateful, so much more respectful. I can't tell you how many dudes I've heard talk shit to dispatch. And I'm like, watch your fucking mouth. These people are literally the front of the company. The first person to is dispatch. They are the first impression, period, point blank.
Yep.
That is the front line to your team. I don't care what anybody says. If dispatch is doing a shitty job or whatever the case may be, or their shit's stressful, then we need to do as technicians whatever we have to make their lives easier, because they are busting their asses for us.
Yeah, I mean, like Kelley always, they are the front line, and they have to deal with customers. Customers are assholes to them a lot more because it's over the phone. They can be an asshole to them, but when the technician gets out there and it's face to face, all of a sudden it's a different attitude.
Yeah, it's so different. Yeah. It is.
I mean, I've had girls in our office like literally cry, and I'm like, hey, fuck that person. I'm like, if you ever get to that point, I'm like, put them on hold and give me the phone. You know what I mean? I'm like, don't ever put yourself in that position. We'll figure. I'm not going to let a customer, I don't give a fuck how much money they spend, treat anybody that works for me for like shit. That's just not going to happen.
Yeah. Well, and something really cool that I really, truly do appreciate about the company that I'm working for right now. It is so incredible, but I don't know how to say it nicely. I'm trying to think in my head how they say it, but we don't need that client that's going to treat everybody like shit. Guess what? We're the best company in the nation. We're the best company in Colorado. We'll give you the best fucking service. We have the best technicians. We have the best products. Well, guess what you just did by treating everybody like shit? You don't get to be our client anymore. You're done. We don't need your $49 fucking dollars for a tune-up. Okay? And go to Chuck in a truck. I don't give a fuck. But guess what? You're not going to treat the number one technicians in the entire nation like shit. You're not going to make my dispatch cry. You're not going to complain on Google. You're not going to go leave a shitty fucking Yelp review because your Groupon didn't work out like how you thought. Get the fuck out of here, man. You're not our client anymore. I'm sorry, but now you have to go to somebody that will put up with your shit. And to me, that means that that's a shittier company. But goodbye, bye-bye.
It's the truth. I hate Groupon.
Honestly, that's raw shit right there. I'm offending people or whatever the fuck, but that's for real. You don't have to put up with shitty clients.
Yeah, no, there's plenty of people that are extremely grateful and appreciative of what we do. So I absolutely agree. Yeah.
Well, me and Kelley did a podcast. Don't be afraid to fire the customer.
Don't be afraid of the customer. You're not our client. You are not a team member of ours. You're no longer, we don't want you a part of our family. You have treated all of your cousins and your brothers and your sisters like shit. And guess what? Go sit out in the rain and eat your hot dog by yourself because you're not a team member anymore.
You got to sit at the short table.
Yeah, go away.
That's funny. Yeah, and that's the way it's got to be, and that's when people got to start thinking. Like, people think of the trades, and we're all those plumbers with our ass hanging out, and maybe that dude with his ass hanging out makes $250,000 a year. Like, you can really, really excel, and you're proof of that you can excel in this trade if you just put your mind to it and you know your products and do it right. And you don't got to be. Everybody sees sales and they think that you're saying it's like sales is a dirty word. I hear it all the time. That's why I love what me and Kelley do. We're trying to tell people that you can be a salesman. You can do that. You can be ethical. You can be honest, and you can make fucking money. And guess what? My customers fucking love me. You know?
I go and I do testimonials. Have you guys seen my testimonials?
I see your testimonials all the time. So,
oh my God.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. I love it, you know, and that's my bread and butter right there. And I do this I do it. I do this for a lot of reasons, but one of the things that I really do it for is to be able to go back and have that customer cry and be like, Coral, you have no idea how you changed my life. You have no clue. And I don't usually even know that until the testimonial. I have clients that have literally broken down, and I'm a crier, right?
Me too.
Yeah, it's you know, like post it, and I'm like, oh God damn it, I'm crying now. I will cry. I have sat with customers and they start crying, and then I start crying, and the husband comes in, the non-decision maker, you know, she has all his balls like in her.
Yeah.
You know, is now crying on my shoulder, and he's like, oh fuck, how much did we spend? You know, and I'm like, all of it. We spent all of it.
So you gotta tell me, you gotta like, hey buddy, go smell that. Yeah, it's like 30 grand right there.
That's also what I do, but I love my testimonials. It gets me more personal referrals than anything. You can go watch my testimonials and people call into the office, I want Coral. Well, they just watched a testimonial about how I just sold somebody $18,000 worth of shit. You're telling me I'm going to go out there and they requested me and I'm not going to sell you shit? You called me to buy my shit. It's guaranteed money. It's guaranteed. I don't know why people aren't doing more testimonials. That is my bread and butter right there.
Yeah, because people want what you gave them. They saw what you did for that person and they want it.
What I gave the other people, they want what the other people fucking got from me.
Yeah.
They want that.
The thing about your testimonials too. The thing about your testimony. Sorry, I'm having.
It's fine. You guys both have a little bit of backfeed, so it's good.
Yeah. I was just gonna say the thing about your testimonials is like there's nothing like hard about what you're doing. You're like, hey, I'm here with Mr. and Mrs. Smith. They just bought this indoor air quality package and blah, blah, blah. And now they're going to be able to breathe better. And how do you feel, Mrs. Smith? And, I mean, it's like simple. And I think there's a fear for people to just do that with the customer. And so, you know, that's my question to you, Coral, because I know there's been a lot of new things in the past 7 months for you. A lot of new, like there's the new, you know, the new job. Now it's, you know, the new sales process or the new opportunity, you know, so all these new things that have just completely been a change as far as like what you were doing compared to what you're doing now, like, this might seem like a silly question, but this is the thing that's holding people back is where are you pulling your courage from? Because I feel like it's all courage. You have the courage to just get out there and just do it. And that's what's holding a lot of people back. So where does it come from?
She doesn't have a bunch of bad habits to break. I didn't mean to answer it for you.
I get it.
That's the truth.
Yeah. I would definitely agree with that. My thing is that I don't know what it is. I think it just runs in my blood. I'm a gambler. I am always competitive.
You're a risk taker. Yeah.
Best of the fucking best beast, bad bitch. Like, I don't care. You know what I mean? I don't give two fucks. Like, I'm not the only person that I'm competing against is myself. That's it. You know, and if I have a bad day and I come home and I sell 5,000, it's because I didn't push. I didn't fucking do it. I didn't leave the opportunities on the table. I didn't take the late call. That's me. I am my biggest competitor. And so every day when I come home and I'm like, all right, cool. I sold 25,000 today. here's what's crazy too, is sometimes I come home after I sell like $2,000 and I'm like, what if I lost it? Like, what if it was all a fucking fluke? Am I ever going to be able to sell again? Like, you know, because I've had bad days. I've had bad weeks. I mean, I went a month ago, I went 5 days in a row, 4 calls a fucking day. I didn't sell shit to anybody. I came home and I was like, can I do it? It was everything before this point luck? Do I have the skill? You know, and then it passes. You know what I mean?
We all go through that. We all
Sure.
have
Yeah.
that. Sorry.
It's not yourself
It's
out
hard
of
not
that.
to.
Sorry, I got this little microphone. It made me think I want to go in and talk to a customer like she does and be like, yeah, I just sold Mrs. Smith this new package. How do you feel, Mrs. Smith? Is it good? Don't touch my microphone, bitch. COVID. You did good? Okay, thanks.
My boyfriend just got off. We just talked about you. So this
What's
is
up,
Jessica.
man?
Hey, how's it going, brother? How you doing?
Good, man. I heard you guys are kicking ass out there.
Yeah, it's pretty remarkable stuff. It's amazing what this career field and what we're doing like nowadays to bring some new exciting developments into the whole career field as well. I'm not sure what you guys were talking about before, but just
Nothing important.
She was talking about how she kicked your ass in sales, and
Yeah.
you know that
It was
you have to.
I'm actually embarrassed for you to be on camera right now.
Oh, yes. Wow. All right, Pepper.
Yeah, that's good. No, she's badass, man. I owe a lot of my, sales success, to Coral actually, because when I first started, I was a service tech. Just got out of the Air Force. I did it in the Air Force for about 7 years. So I was just strictly service, and then transferring to the civilian side. Oh my gosh, it's a lot different. You have to kind of figure out how you're going to generate revenue for a company. Now, it's not just going out and performing, the orders that you're told to do and just fixing the furnace, So, I mean, those are small ticket items. But then when you step back and you take an aggressive approach and you try to benefit everybody's life for the best, given the most possible options, and then you really...
this is how he is with his clients.
You really just you see the building. So it's pretty remarkable.
Can I have some water?
Absolutely is remarkable.
It is, and that's what makes it so good. And
You guys
I'm glad
are
that
crushing
you guys,
it, and it's awesome.
Think the way that we do when you're passionate about what you do, and it becomes fun to help people, and you make money doing it. It's a fucking win-win for everybody, and that's really what it is. And that's when people. That's why I keep going back and saying this, to stop thinking about sales as a fucking dirty word. Whether you sell a contactor or you sell a $5,000 IAQ package or a $20,000 system, it's all a sale.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, every single transaction in life is a sale.
yeah.
You're literally you're selling yourself every single day to every person you come in contact with. It doesn't matter if you're meeting somebody at a bar. There is a transaction happening. You could go to Walmart and speak to somebody at the fucking salad aisle. There is a transaction happening. It's all about transactions. It's just how you communicate it. That's all there is to it.
You guys have a salad aisle? Fuck.
Entire one. Yeah, it's full of like quinoa or whatever the fuck it is called.
Oh, kimchi's good. It'll blow your asshole out, but it's good.
It has cucumbers too.
No, that's awesome. And it really is awesome what you're doing. And I think it's good. What I said earlier, I really think it is good that you didn't have a technical background, because you didn't have those mental blocks to break. You didn't have a bunch of bad habits. I think guys, and especially guys that want to be ethical, they really want to do the right thing. They get so scared to offer things to the customer because they think the customer can't afford it. You don't know what the fuck they can afford. All you got to do is offer it. If the customer doesn't want to do it or can't do it, guess what? They won't do it.
Well, one question I had for you was that because you were saying, you're a risk taker. You like competition. Well, what kind of competition were you having, like as a dispatcher? Like, were you just suffocating to death in that position or what? Because I don't see like there's way more challenge getting out there in a customer's home and selling them what they need versus, you know, I mean, I get the challenge of like coordinating everybody and getting everybody to their positions and everything. That's very challenging, but
it's mind blowing, right?
Yes, absolutely.
It was very tough. A lot of what I also did as a dispatcher, not only was it getting it, I mean, you're talking 50 technicians with 50 calls, all finishing at different times, selling shit, doing
busy
shit.
as fuck.
But all day long, just fucking exhausted. By the time you get home, the mental strength that takes is physically exhausting.
Oh, I believe it 100%.
Yeah. You know, one of my things, one of the reasons why I was actually just put out in the field, and I'll tell you guys how I actually ended up doing this. I did service agreement sales over the phone. And I know that doesn't seem like a lot, but it really was. I mean, to be able to sign members up for a service agreement on a $900 contract over the phone by having your company's back and preaching the value and the, you know, how we do things and our warranties and our memberships and this and that. One of my previous companies that I worked for, the gentleman came up to me and he said, "Why the fuck are you not out in the field?" And I'm like, "Well, because I don't know what I'm doing." And he was like, "Well, I'll teach you." And I went out with him for a couple of weeks and they did a fast track training with me about ACs. I didn't even know it opened up. Like I didn't my life. Right? I'm like, a contactor, what? Like, what's it contacting, really? Like, you know, it's a flux capacitor. I'm like, whatever, fuck off. So I went through a crash course about ACs. All of my training is on the job training, and that is how I stepped into the industry. I actually had somebody believe in me, and they were like, "I don't know why the fuck you're not in front of people, and it doesn't matter. Know what you're doing, just fucking do it." And I did.
Well, let me ask you this. It's kind of a two-part question. Most of the calls you go on to, are they like PMs, no AC? What are the calls? And then give us a typical call when you go out. Just, I mean, don't give away your goods. You know what I mean? You don't got to tell us your process, but
nuggets. We're all a community, right?
Yeah,
I mean, you know. So the calls that I run are preventative maintenance calls. I'm a PMA tech, maintenance technician. I am going on calls anywhere from a 1-year-old system. That's my bread and butter. I know everybody hates it. Every tech I fucking know is like, a 1-year-old? Guess what they need? They need their duct seal. They need duct clean. They don't have these safety devices. They don't have a whole home surge. They have an FPE panel that's fucked. That's my bread and butter right there. 1 in 5 years old. You know, I go on a lot of member visits. My favorite member visits to go on are where one of the other beasts in our company have been there before me. Those are the best freaking calls ever. Where I have one of my colleagues in that house, not even 6 months before me, they pitched the duct sealing, they pitched the UV light, they pitched the filtration, they did all this shit. Guess who gets to go in there after them? People like 2 types of different personalities. There's really only 2, super aggressive and very laid back. If they didn't buy from the laid back, well, guess who's aggressive? They're gonna buy from the aggressive individual. So I go in there. Those are my favorite. And, you know, they don't know that I know. They have no idea. I just go about my business and I'm like, "Man, your ducks are fucked." And they're like, "Yeah." The other guy told me about that. "Why did you buy it from him, you idiot? Because now I have to charge you an extra $1,000. Hey, you can't come this way. There's cords and stuff. You got to go around front." But yeah, you know, those are my favorite calls to go on. What was the second part of your question?
Oh, just like what is a normal call? Like what do you go through? Like once you get in there and you do your maintenance, I guess I'm going to ask you about Service Titan, but I mean, do you just go through, check it out, just kind of build your list on what you're going to offer them?
Yeah. I mean, I go in, I do all of my documentation. I'm taking my static pressures. I'm doing my temp splits, my delta T's, amping out all the motors, checking that blower motor. I go in and do all of it. If I can get them to stay with me for the call, a lot of people hate that.
I love it.
Techs are I love it too. And I love it too because I am a female. And so I get one of two customers. I fucking love that you're a female. Let's go. I believe everything you're saying, whether you show me or not. Or I get the dickheads that are like, yeah, right, bitch. Yeah, those are my favorite. And I rip into that coil and they're like, oh, nobody's ever done that before. And I'm like, that sucks for you because this shit's dirty. And now you have to clean for $900. But yeah, I love when they're with me for the work. If I can get them to stick around for the work, it's my sale all day long. I can sell them the sun and they'll buy it. Because I ripped into their coil that nobody has ever gotten into it. They're like, the Pookie is still on that shit. I'm like, it's a 17-year-old coil and the Pookie's still on it. Nobody's ever opened it.
Yeah.
And your blower has this much shit on it.
I love the ones in uncased coil. It's the ductwork, and you know that nobody's ever cut into it
in their lives. My favorite ones are where the installers have gone in and put the flue pipe directly against with screws behind it, and I'm like, wow, this is going to be a success.
Yeah.
The harder to get into, the more I like it. I will fight with a coil for.
You get excited when you see. Yeah, you get excited when you see them yeah, exactly. Exactly.
You know what I mean? I'm like, this shit is going to be nasty. I love it.
Shit.
Yeah, that's awesome. Let us ask you this because we're both actually, Service Titan, sponsor the podcast. Go sign up for Service Titan. What do you think about Service Titan?
I love Service Titan. I'm too new into the field to know any other, right? So all I was born and raised with going into the field was Service Titan. If anybody came to me and said, we're better than Service Titan, I'd be like, give me a free trial.
Well, did you use Service Titan in the dispatch side, like in the office too?
Only for like 2 months. I heard that their dispatch side is tough sometimes. It's a lot of steps and there's a lot of things. As a technician, though, what I really like is that if it's set up correctly, you can track your numbers very well. Now, do I trust Service Titan? Should anybody trust any software as far as numbers are concerned? Fuck no.
And I totally get that.
Fuck no. I have this here. I have it right here. I'll show you guys. I have Service Titan and I look at Service Titan a billion times a day. That's another thing about doing really good sales. We were just talking about reading books and stuff. You should always know where you stand with your numbers, who is beating you, why are they beating you, what are they selling, and how do you sell it? I love numbers. If you're a true sales individual, you track all the numbers all the time, your average ticket, your closing rate, why is it down, why is it up, what's my average, all of it. We have this really cool book. I'll show you guys. Even though Service Titan tracks my numbers, this is what one of my average weeks looks like. Why am I, hold on. So I track all my stuff. I leave all my notes. I can literally go in here and write what commission I made, what I sold. Am I going to follow up? Why am I following up? When am I following up? All of it. Personal sales, equipment sales, everything. I know exactly where I stand at every single second of every fucking day. And everybody.
Your company provide that to you?
Hell yeah.
That's good shit.
good. And not only that, but we have really, really cool stuff in here. I love this planner. It is so cool. And it just helps you become so successful. But check this out. Look. And at the top of every single like calendar, we have a little quote.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like last week of the month with, you know, this one, for example, says the only person you should try to be better than is the person you were yesterday. We just talked about that.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
you know, and so that's really cool. They have little cool quotes. The other thing we have in here though is references to really cool stuff. We have sizing to AC units. We have gas piping charts. We have duct sizing equipment. We have note pages. We have a pressure temperature chart in here. I mean, how cool is that?
That is awesome. It's just giving you all the stuff you need to be successful at your fingertips.
Well, if they want us to be successful for their company, then if your company isn't providing tools for you to be successful, then you're not going to be successful. I'm pretty sure that's like some math equation somewhere or whatever the fuck, right?
Yeah. Certain that there's something to
Right?
that.
Yeah.
Y equals X times Z or some shit. I think I learned it.
Y 2 to the second fourth, fuck off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, same thing, right?
Yes.
But yeah, if your company isn't giving you the tools to be successful, then you're not going to be successful. It's pretty point blank.
Yeah, I'll be honest. We don't give out those books, but I know a couple of friends and people that do that. And it's something I've seriously thought of. And to be honest, I need to shit it off the pot because I do think that's an awesome idea.
It's so cool. And it really does help. And like, you know, you guys were saying you can't be doing what you're doing without putting in the effort. One of the coolest things I do is I come home. It helps me rewind, actually. Because as a technician in the field, you're just go, call this, call fucking service and be a slave and do all this. At the end of the day, I get to come home and I swear, like the first call, I'm like, I don't even remember this lady. I don't remember what they look like. I can sure as shit remember what your furnace looks like, but I don't remember your face, you know? And so it gives me a minute to be able to come home, write down my sales for the day, do my math, reflect upon what I did, reflect upon what I didn't, and be like, cool, what can I do tomorrow? Who am I calling tonight? Who's my follow-up? This lady was super interested in a furnace. Let me send a text message. Let me send a little video thing. Let me follow up on that because a lot of sales are from follow-ups too.
Yep. You have to follow up.
Absolutely.
And you have to have a really good follow-up process. And if it's really easy to say that you're going to follow up and you don't, but what that leads to telling a client, I'm going to fucking call you at 6:00. I don't care. If you don't make that phone call at 6:00, you have just completely discredited your reliability, your trust, the fact that you're going to live up to exactly what you said. I can't go in there and build up the biggest company in the world and then not make a fucking phone call. Hey, do you have any questions? It's not even a pressure thing. I don't need them to buy at that point in time. All I need them to do is remember that I am on their mind when they fucking go to eat dinner and close their eyeballs for the night. That's it.
Yeah, no, that's true. It's good. I mean, it's being accountable, you know, I mean, it's checking in with them. Like I said, the first thing, you know, maybe you only talked to the wife because the husband was at work and
one-legger, you know?
Yeah. And you said, you know, hey, I'm going to give you a call back around, between 5:30 and 6:00. 5:30 comes, you call. Maybe if you wouldn't have called and talked to her, she would have forgot to talk to her husband about it. But maybe now you call. As soon as you go off the phone, her husband walks in and she's like, hey, babe, I'm glad that I wanted to talk to you about what happened today and blah, blah, blah. Next thing you know, they call you back tomorrow. Hey, I want to move forward. So.
Right. Well, and the other thing too is like, you know, if you don't make a sale in that house now, with the company I'm with right now, we fucking push, man. Like we walk into that house and we push. We go over a lot of information. And whenever I leave, I'm like, look, do you have any questions, comments, concerns, anything I can address right now? No, I need to talk to my husband about it. Okay, cool. I want you to write down a list of questions that you have so that when I call you at 6 p.m., you are prepared. Oh, I don't have any questions. You answered it all. You better fucking believe by the time I call at 6 p.m., that bitch has 3 fucking pieces of paper. And she's like, what about this? What about that? What about the ductwork? How much does this cost? Why does it do that? What are the results? What's going on? And I'm like, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's fun.
So how long does a typical call take for you?
Like a maintenance call when I'm on it.
Yeah, you just go out and you run the process and you do your thing. And let's say you find a dirty coil and leaky ductwork and like just the works. Like, how long is that going to typically take? I know there's like an unknown factor there with the actual sales process. I get that, but
yeah. I mean, here's my other thing too, is like, that's such a hard question to answer, because I think we all know with a cleaning and a tune-up and just amp drawing, we could all fucking do a furnace tune-up in 15 minutes.
Right.
You throw your amps on there, you take the pictures, your blower's fucked, whatever the case may be, right?
Yeah.
I will typically spend 3 to 4 hours with a client, especially if they bought from me. Because my process does not just end at the end of the sale. These motherfuckers just spent 15 grand with me. You better believe if they offer me a beer, I'm gonna drink it. If they want me to pet their stupid dog that's been in my butt the entire time, I'm gonna pet it, right? You gotta butter them up a little bit after the sale. If you don't do that, you're just not giving them the service that they deserve. They're spending $15,000 with you. I've spent over 7 hours on a call. It was a $25,000 sale. It ensured that I did not get a cancellation. I got a testimonial. I put up my yard sign. I stickered their equipment. I did the extra thing to make sure that I have pictures, all of my information in for my crews coming behind me. That's very, very, very important. You know, a lot of people just go in and they make the fucking sale and then they're like, I'm done. No, you're not. You have 5 crews following in behind you and they need to know what the fuck they're doing. You know, and if I go out there and I sell the best service in the entire world, you better believe that I better line my next crew up to be able to perform how I built them up. Because if I didn't, I just discredited everything I did.
No, that is huge.
I know that's a difficult question. So thank you for answering that, because the point of all of that, what you just said, and you proved the perfect point, is we slow down. And look at the benefits and the rewards are tremendous, but no, that's not what people do. They book themselves solid. And it's like, I got 6 more calls to do. I need to get this done in 20 minutes so I can get down to the next. If you just slow the fuck down,
right,
and make them your priority, like make that customer the priority.
An hour on maintenance calls and selling nothing, guess what you do? Especially in Service Titan. And I know you can do it because I just begged my office to give me my calls for the day. I like to see my calls for the day because I have faith in my dispatch. That's what you also have to do. You have to put faith in your dispatch that when you're running late, they're calling that client. If they need to be rescheduled, they're doing that. I have never in my life working at this company ever gotten one call. Hurry up. No, motherfucker, I'm busy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Care. I don't care who is behind me. You will reschedule them for tomorrow, a week from now. I don't care. I am concentrating on my client right now because they paid for me to get out here. They're paying for a service and they're buying our things. And I need to spend the additional time. I love our dispatch for that. We have never gotten a call. Hey, where are you? When are you going to be there? How much longer? I hate that question. How much longer? Bitch, I don't know.
The only call you worry about is the one you're on.
Yeah, that's it. And what I really do like in Service Titan, now I did say I begged to get my calls back, but I earned that. I have a $7,000 average ticket. My motherfucking calls, you're going to give me my motherfucking calls. However, take those calls away from those technicians. You can do it in Service Titan.
Yeah.
It happened. Yeah. It happened to our entire team. You can make it so that technician only is fed one call at a time. And that is how it should be. You don't know if you don't have no calls after and you're going home. What you should always do is believe that you have no calls after. And if you don't make money on this call, you ain't making no money today. So you better put in all of your effort, give them a 5-star service. I don't care if they buy or they don't. It's always about the 5-star service. Those are clients for life. We're talking about reviews, testimonials, yard signs. They might not want to fucking buy. And they might really be in a bind. They really might.
Right.
They just spent $15,000 on a main line and they're tapped and their kid has school and they're putting a kid through college. Or somebody just got laid off. People have circumstances where they just can't do it. Those people do not deserve a 5-star service. You should give it to them every single time, whether they buy or they don't. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, because like normal people, they're going to save up for that. It's something, it's going to be on their wish list now that they know that it exists, and they're going to make it happen when they can make it happen.
We'll put it on the back burner and we'll revisit it for another day. But for now, here's a 3-year membership. So you see this shit every fucking year for the next 3 years, because I'm telling you, you might not have bought from me this year or next year. But I'm telling you, that 3rd year, I'm coming for your fucking shit.
That's funny. Well, damn, Coral, this time we're kind of at that limit where if we go too long, people start like falling asleep at the wheel and shit. And, you know, guys are wrecking trucks and shit. But, and plus, I know you work late. I want you to be able to chill with your man and stuff. But I'll let Kelley close this out in a second. But I want to say this. One, I thank you for coming on. Girl, keep kicking ass. I think that you've only scratched the surface. I really, really do. For what you're doing in a short period of time, when you actually, you know, start refining your technique and learning some different things, and then you start selling like equipment with this stuff, and then all of a sudden you're leaving with, you know, $25,000-$30,000 tickets. I mean, sky's the fucking limit. So kudos to you and keep kicking ass, girl.
Thank you. I really appreciate you guys having me for
Yeah, you're welcome here anytime.
Yeah.
Anytime.
Absolutely.
Biggest podcast in the nation. When you said it, I was like, yes, please. Thank you. So I feel blessed to be a part of your guys' family. So I really do appreciate that.
Oh, yeah, of course. And you got a mouth like us, so you fit in perfect.
Yeah.
No, I've been following Coral for a while, and I you know, I've been in the industry for like 25 years. I'm an older guy, and like when I see young people like come up and just start kicking ass, like it makes me so proud. Like I'm so proud of what she's done, and I see that it's possible for everybody if you just go for it. So you know, it was an honor to have you on the podcast. And, you know, it's very clear you're, you know, extremely intelligent, you're driven, and you're a fucking beast. So just keep it up. And I can't wait what you're going to do just in the next 6 months. So congratulations.
Oh, yeah.
I'd just like to think, yeah, absolutely. Let's do it.
Yeah. I think we should schedule a follow-up.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can always do that
on a live stream too.
Yeah, awesome. Oh my gosh, yes. I'm down. Thank you guys so much for having me. I respect you guys both so much. I've followed you on Facebook. We have a lot of mutual friends together. The HVAC community has been absolutely just incredible to me. And, you know, not only am I saying thank you to you guys, but everybody in the industry who has reached out to me. They've asked me to even come on to Zoom meetings and help them and their teams. I am so blessed that there are people in the industry that are wanting to better themselves for their clients as well. It's not just you getting better as an individual, it's helping the clients out. And I think that's what people are starting to really catch on with. And that is just something that truly warms my cold black heart.
Yeah.
Amen. Well, I just want to say thank
girl.
you everybody for listening. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope this opens a new chapter in everybody's career to just see what's possible and just go out and get it. And, you know, take 30 minutes a night when you get your ass home instead of popping on Netflix and watching Game of Thrones or some bullshit. Take 30 minutes and read a fucking book and fucking learn something. And then take that the next day and apply it, and your life will change. I know that Coral's life has changed in a huge way, and you can do it yourself. Anybody can do it. So, anyhow, guys, thank you so much for listening. Be sure to watch this young woman crush it in our industry. So I know she's going to do big things. So love you guys. Thank you so much for listening, and go make money.
Yeah, guys, Coral is a prime example that, sometimes we get in our own fucking way. Okay. Especially when we start out technical and we start to trip over different things that we do because we're afraid of this and afraid of that. She's somebody who came from dispatch that got taught how to do something. She implemented what she was taught. She refined it. And now she goes out and fucking kicks ass. It's that simple. It really is that simple. So it's awesome. And now she's got it where she loves what she's doing and she's benefiting off of it. Yeah, she's making money because she's going out there. She's giving every customer a 5-star service. They're loving her for it. And her bank account's loving her for it too. So, yeah, this is amazing. So guys, definitely we're going to keep track of Coral. I'm so glad that she came on here. You guys, man, I hope you guys are all doing well. Keep kicking ass. We're having, I know this has been a hard time with all this stuff going on, but to see people out there excelling again, everybody's getting busy, doing what they got to do. Coral's out there selling $1 million a month and all that kind of stuff. So it's been great, guys. So remember, I say this shit every week, man. Be safe. Always make it home the same way you left. Go out there and do what the next guy's not doing. Set yourself apart. Do those little things. All right. Until next week, I'll talk with you motherfuckers later. All right. Peace.
Thanks for listening to the HVAC Uncensored podcast. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Instagram, or email us anytime at hvacuncensored@gmail.com. Now, get back to work. Shut this down. The views and opinions shared on the HVAC Uncensored podcast may not necessarily be the views and opinions of our sponsors or guests.